Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of RIPS Report by Eastland County today, and sponsored by our fine sponsors at Dental Excellence of Eastland and one of our newer sponsors, RAM Incorporated, celebrating 35 years of parts manufacturing over in Cisco, Texas. We want to congratulate them on that milestone as well in supporting programs like RIPS Report and Eastland County Today. Today we are at the Lyric Arts Center here in downtown Eastland with none other than the chair of the Lyric Arts Center herself, Anna Ford, to talk about the upcoming Old Rips art competition. This is so exciting, and thank you so much for being with us and talking a little bit about what we can expect. And we'll dive into all the details, so stay tuned till the end to learn how to submit and everything that you need to know to get ready for this fantastic art competition. This is the 4th annual Old Rips art competition. But let's start with you, Anna, as we normally do. Could you tell us a little bit just about yourself, kind of where you're from, maybe some of your education background, and what do you like to do in maybe some of your limited spare time?
Yeah, well, I am from Eastland, went to Eastland ISD, K through 12, actually even Mulberry School. We take it way back here. Graduated valedictorian, went to Grinnell College up in Iowa, majored in art, moved back to Texas for a few years, moved back to Iowa for a few years, came back to Texas during COVID lockdown, during that time I did my master's in studio art through Maine College of Art and Design. And right after graduation, I got involved with the Lyric and also now teach over at Cisco College in the art department. So yeah, that's the abridged version.
Well, yes, that it sounds to me like there would be few more qualified around here to be running a art center such as the Lyric Art Center and be preparing for this year's art competition. And I'm sure you have a breadth of knowledge and covering different art forms and materials. And we're going to get into the competition now and what people can expect. So paint the picture for us, Anna. What are you envisioning for this 4th annual Old Rips art competition?
Yeah, I'm like every year it's grown and our space gets more polished every year too. So it always looks different every time people come into the space. But my hope is that we have a great turnout art submission wise. During RIP Fest, we have our doors open where people can come in. We'll have live musicians, tables set up so that people can take a break from whatever kind of weather is happening outside. And so we usually have our building kind of carved up into thirds, where like this third where we're sitting now is where the art competition will be. The middle area is where like the tables and chairs are. And then the far side is where we will have some concessions, beverages, some snackies. What else was there? Sorry. Oh, no, I just, I know that there's a lot to talk about. So on October 4th, that's going to be our RIPS Fest. And, it's, as I went in the past couple of years, it's been really nice to have just a cool space, no matter like what you said, if it's really hot outside, you can come and cool down, enjoy some music, peruse the art. Get a beverage. Is there going to be alcoholic beverages this year as well? Yep, we will still have some beer and wine this year. Okay,
very nice. So you can get that refreshment if that's something that you would like to partake in. And there's going to be prizes, awards for some of the art pieces as well. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So we will have, there's like a couple ways of getting recognized for your artwork in the competition. We will have 2 jurors who will be representatives of one of our sponsors, and they will be placing first, second, third, and honorable mentions for all of our categories. Our categories are not necessarily based on the material, like painting, sculpture, etc., but more age group. So we've got tots and toddlers, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, adult, senior adult. So we've got 7 categories, and each of those categories will get first, second, third, and honorable mention ribbons. Then during Rip Fest, the crowd can actually come in and vote for their favorite artwork, which is like one of my favorite parts of this competition. And then we will tally those votes, and then there will be a first, second, and third place for crowd favorite too. And they will get gift certificates to Blick Art Supplies.
Wow.
Yeah.
So seems like a fair way of conducting it. You know, you got judges, and you have, you know, a popular vote as well. So plenty of opportunities for people to place, and, you know, plenty of categories. So you don't have to feel like, you know, you're going up against people that may have more years on you or something like that. And it's all, like you were saying, the space has always been, you know, there's been improvements each year, and it's nice to have some newer couches in the space as well. I've noticed that as well. You talked about those sponsors a little bit. Which sponsors would you like to recognize, and what are they providing for this year's competition? So
our sponsors this year, the City of Eastland, one of our huge contributors. We're very thankful for them. Also, Billy's Barbecue is one of our sponsors. And then we are really stoked to have been awarded a grant from the Nancy Seabury Frost Foundation. So yeah, those are our sponsors. And like, because of them, we are able to give more prizes, pay our musicians more, things like that. So we're really excited about this year. Absolutely. Yeah, it's great to see the city get involved, and Billy's and Nancy Seabury Frost, that foundation is great contributors, and definitely want to thank them for their commitment. What are some of the requirements to submit art? Are there any age limits, material restrictions, and how many maybe pieces, you know, if I wanted to get involved, how many art pieces could I bring in? Well, you personally can't bring any. Sorry. Totally kidding. Okay, so we really want this to be as accessible as possible to as many people. So it is open to all ages and all mediums. Now, what is mediums? What does that mean? Right? Great question. Thank you. Painting, textiles, really, don't try to prove me wrong on this, but we are really open to almost every material out there, as long as it is appropriate for our community. Yeah. So yeah, we can be 2D, 3D, etc., even maybe digital. I would love to get some digital or video art in here. Yeah. So yeah, we're really open. Okay. You can submit up to 3, that's right. And then it is $10 per submission. Awesome. And is there any kind of registration online or something that I need to do, or how does that work to get the ball rolling? Yes. So to get the ball rolling, you'll visit our website, and we've got our generic submission form on there. We also have, thanks to the Nancy Seabury Frost Foundation, we also have a few, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. Yes, it's like scholarship or subsidized submissions. So if money is an issue, you can still submit work, don't fret. And sorry, my brain blinked again. No, you're fine. Yeah, so just make sure you go to that website, thelyricartcenter.org/Old Rips Art. Yes. And submit that way, you know, take photos, maybe if it's a video, you know, digital submission, you know, maybe send that video of the art there. I do want to add that if you are a part of a group, like maybe a Sunday school group, or you're an art teacher at one of the local schools, we also have a submission form for groups. Okay. Where you don't pay through that submission form, because sometimes it takes a while to get the check cut from your business or company. So we do also have a way for groups to submit work to.
Interesting. Okay, I did not know that. And what's the deadline for people to submit?
Yes, the deadline is fast approaching. It is September 13th.
Yeah, so do not dally. If you're seeing this and you're interested, go ahead, go on to lyricartscenter.org/Old Rips Art and get the ball rolling there on your submission. Only $10, very accessible, and there's a lot of great things happening here at the Lyric Arts Center. What will people need to be prepared to do logistically with their art to make this all happen?
Yes. Well, we will be sending out our email notifications on the 17th to let people know whether or not their work has been accepted into the competition. So first thing is to check your spam folders or your email in general to look for that email. You will need to make your artwork ready to hang or display. So what that means is if it's a canvas, it needs to have the wires on the back, so we are ready to put it up on a nail. If it's a work on paper, it actually doesn't need to be framed. I've got a really nice way of installing works on paper where it's just the paper. So you can frame it for protection, of course, but it doesn't have to be framed. But yes, ready to either be put on a wall or set on a pedestal. Okay.
Yep. So get those wires up on your art pieces, you know, if it's a hangable. Then, okay, so September 27th I have here is a date to bring your artwork in once it's been approved and you got that email confirmation. 10 to 3 p.m., right?
Yes, so we will be here that day from 10 to 3 p.m., September 27th, for people to drop off artwork. If that is a date or time that doesn't work for you, let me know and we can coordinate another time.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So not the only option, but you know, that would be preferred, obviously, to hit that September 27th, 10 to 3 p.m. And you're going to be announcing your winners at some point at Rips Fest, right? So people won't have to wait long to know if they've placed or won some awards. That's still going to be around that 3 p.m. mark? Okay. So very exciting. Sounds very doable to me. And how will the awards actually be decided?
Yes, great question. So we've got 2 representatives from the Nancy Seabury Frost Foundation. They will be placing the first, second, third place and honorable mentions for each category. And then the crowd will be voting for their crowd favorite for the crowd favorite awards for second and third place for those.
Okay.
So I should add the juror placements will be getting a ribbon.
Okay.
And then the crowd favorite will be getting a ribbon and also a gift certificate to Blick Arts Materials.
Okay. So now you know what you were competing for and how, you know, that fair process is going to be going about. For those that may have less experience that might be listening, they might have less exposure. Maybe they're like me and I've never submitted to an art competition like this before. And they have limited training. What would you say to someone like me if they were on the fence about submitting their own artwork?
Yes, I would say do it. Go for it. Do it. Our application process is very minimal. We're asking for like the artist's name, title, the price, if it's for sale, which it doesn't have to be for sale.
Okay.
The materials, and then a picture of the artwork. So we need to know kind of what it looks like before we can accept it or not into the show. So it's kind of very minimal parameters for the submission. And this is a very chill, approachable competition. It's really just to celebrate the art and the makers in our community and surrounding area. And it's fun. It's fun. So let's have fun.
Yeah. While it is a competition, it's still a friendly and a very just accessible and just we're all rooting for each other, you know, type of thing. Since you're an art professor, what advice would you give to people to improve maybe the quality and even possibly the popularity of their artwork?
So for quality of artwork, I know for me, the thing that has made the most impact has been practice and time. It's like any other skill, like riding a bike, playing a sport, playing the piano. The more you do it, the better you get. I remember being so frustrated when I was in my 20s, being like, oh, I have this thought, I can picture it, but then like my hands didn't have the coordination yet to do that. And it gets better with time. And the more you do it, the more you've got that like fine motor skills. So yeah, I think it's really just not getting frustrated with where you're at currently, but just keep at it. For popularity in today's time, it's kind of like you got to be a content creator in order to get the word out there and be paying for visibility and the algorithms on like Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Or like finding that niche thing that people get really jazzed about.
Yeah. So maybe, might not hurt if we orchestrate if you make some crazy art or something, maybe there could be a RIPS report on you as well. But we're starting here big, but maybe that's something somebody inspires us to cover the next, Picasso from Eastland County or something. That would be really fun to do.
That would be awesome.
Anything else you would like to mention for our audience before we close things down in a little bit?
I love organizing this art competition. When I'm curating and installing it, I have all of the categories intermingled, and I just think it's really awesome to see like a senior adult artwork next to somebody who's like in elementary school, and as a viewer, maybe not necessarily knowing someone's age, but it's all being together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a fun celebration of art in our community. What else do I want to throw out there? Rips Respite, we've got musicians lined up with some great chill vibes. So this should be a great space to spend time if you need a break from the crowd out there.
Do you know which performers will be?
I do. I just finished lining this up yesterday.
Wow.
So from 12 to 1, we will have Andrea Goodman. From 1 to 2, we will have the Cognitos, which is a cover band. And then Brent Elrod will be performing from 2 to 3.
Awesome. Wow. So 3 different acts coming in, each for an hour slot. So, that's great to see some live music in here as well. And so you get to be immersed in art here at the Lyric Arts Center. That's amazing. We have to get to our RIPS related questions inspired by Old Rip, the legendary horned toad. Our first question, we say this to everyone, and it's a good one. Who or what would you like to rip a new one?
Excellent question. Well, honestly, I think I would like a new old rip. Like, I think we should rip a new rip, right? Let's try it again. Let's see what happens. Will he live that long in a cornerstone the second time?
That's an out there proposition. I feel like, I don't know what everybody would how everyone would feel about putting a live animal trapped in a cornerstone, but they haven't done it justice. I feel like, and there could be magic here in this cornerstone. I feel like you have to use the exact same circumstances if you're going to do it. Don't do it in some lab somewhere. You got to do it here. Put the Bible, put the whiskey in there, and see what happens.
Exactly. Are we at our 100-year anniversary of him going in the cornerstone? 27.
Okay.
So maybe this is a good 2027 thing we should look into.
Yes. I think coming up soon enough. we'll talk with the city maybe on that one
Yeah.
and see if we can.
We'll talk to the city and not PETA.
Sounds good to me. Next question. Which historical piece of art would you be most upset to find was ripped out of history, and why?
One of my favorite artworks is by Marcel Duchamp, the Fountain, I believe it was called. It is a urinal.
Wow.
That he submitted to the Paris Biennial, and it was rejected. It was not allowed to be in the exhibition because it was considered not art and offensive. But it also is this huge pivotal moment in art history that ushered forward so many different forms of art that I would be crushed if that wasn't part of the history anymore.
Yes. Yeah. It's, part of art can definitely be to push boundaries, and, it's supposed to be a free expression. And, you might not like the art, but it's still art,
Yep.
And that's important to keep in mind. Lastly, how can people find and get a hold of you?
Yes, our email is lyricartcenter@gmail.com. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me is through email.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Anna, for spending some time on Rips Report. And it's always a pleasure to see the space grow. And I wish you all the best on this year's Old Rips art competition. And all of you, please, make some time and stop by. You're not going to want to miss it. And I've enjoyed it the past few times that I've been personally. Those of you at home, if you've enjoyed this interview, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And head over to our YouTube channel and do the same. Really helps us out. And all of our videos are stationed there on our YouTube channel for as long as YouTube will allow us to be there. And we want to thank our sponsors again, Dental Excellence, for all their support, and for RAM Incorporated. And again, we're thanking them and celebrating their 35 years of excellence in Cisco as well. Now, until next time, this has been Levi Freeman with Eastland County Today with Rips Report. Stay ripped.